But anyways, I'm back. Lucky you, huh? So if that answers the question, I mean, appointment-wise, especially so that we can fill the orders, we're doing shipping. We don't want to be out at FedEx or UPS shipping a guitar or something out or a pedal and miss a local customer. And Derek, you've always been great. Home to tell him I said hi. When it comes to doing stuff like this, thought, give it a try. If people have some questions about guitar maintenance, I'm happy to talk to them about that, or guitars or music in general. And did not mean to have the interruptions that I had. I do apologize. It made me late to my own, what you call this. So yes, Derek, if you're still here, if not, I apologize. I missed you. If anybody's got any questions about guitar maintenance, I get calls and people. I find it interesting because the stuff that and I know Derek and others are, really well versed in what to do. There's a lot of people that haven't been playing for very long, or maybe they have been, and it's the first time that they run into something where they have a problem, or there's damage to a guitar. I get questions every day about these kinds of things, and I love helping people with things like that. I love saving money. I also love our partnership with people like Van Leerhoven with Guitar Repair. We have customers all the time that are bringing guitars in, dropping them off. He picks them up, takes them out, fixes them, brings them back. It's a great service. Full-fledged luthier. I mean, he could build a guitar. So I recommend him highly. We've got a customer that just ordered a Seymour Duncan Fat. What's it called? It's the Fat Cat Seymour Duncan. I want one of these. It's a P90 in the size of a regular humbucker. And, of course, I can install these pickups. We've done pickup work, and we're happy to do it and do more of it. But kind of a small business here, we like the partnerships with people like Buck. And on our repair services, you can refer you over to Buck. You can drop your instrument off and pick up. I still like ordering for our customers, and I want to give a shout out to Bruno. We appreciate it. We talked yesterday. It might have been the day before. Wanted this Fat Cat P90, and it's sweet from Seymour Duncan, and they gave it to me the next day. I love that. We're Seymour Duncan dealers, and we love Seymour Duncan. We love all the relationships with, especially the businesses that are in California, and we love supporting local on any level. But any businesses worldwide, we try to buy from nice people. But Seymour Duncan in particular, this Fat Cat, it's going to go great. And this guy's Les Paul, and really interested in this project. So that's the kind of thing I like to discuss too. Pickups and installations and costs. If anybody's got any questions about, many people out there, they do that themselves. Friends that stop at the shop, they make their own pickups, like Bats pickups. Those are sweet. Okay. We do a lot with Seymour Duncan too. So if you ever need Seymour Duncan pickups, let us know. So I see there's 4 people here. Hopefully Derek came back. I feel bad that I was. I'm standing there talking to the customer to pick up his mic cable. And you are back. Thank you. So Nux pedals. I had a chance. Thanks for sticking around. And again, sorry about that. I don't know if the camera was on my crotch at the time. I'm really hoping it wasn't, because nobody wants to see that. I'm standing here, my camera's on. I don't know. Until I flew back here, I wasn't sure what it was. I'll get somebody else coming to the door. Bear with me just a moment. How can I help you?
My name is Jacob. Business partner. Are you the person that deals with you guys' internet here? Or is it
I absolutely am, but I'm in the middle of something. If you want to call me and make an appointment, I'm happy to. I've been neglecting my customers and friends that are on it. I don't currently. No. But AT&T stops in, it seems like every 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. That sounds great. Cool. All right. Take care. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Nux pedals. I had a chance to A/B test a couple, and they sounded good. Is it true they were a contract maker for manufacturer for other companies? Yeah, I believe it is. And technically, we still sell some Nuex or Nux products. We sell keyboards, drums, electronic drum set, and some pedals. And I think that they were. I'm not 100% certain, Eric. It's an excellent question. Uh, I would ask the rep, but I haven't ordered anything in a little while from them. And I think that UX does make some quality stuff. I think their pedals, I want to say it's the Steel Singer, that's a popular one. We've had some others. I mean, I love the quality of what NewX does, and it would make sense if they started out manufacturer for some of these others doing that. I'm not 100% certain. I think the quality is there. I think the pricing is great. I mean, we were happy to get in with them, and the rep's great and everything else. It's just NewX does not necessarily sell as well as like MXRs. I mean, our MXR pedals on fire, and so as I dedicate, as a small shop, what we can purchase. I do love the NewX. Give some amps to the pedals as well. I saw the last NewX amp, and that was a great deal. We came in here just a couple weeks ago for that. But the pedals, we do have the pedals. We do have some limited stock. A two-man MK2 holds its own against the Ibanez. Well, that's a great. Well, okay, so Derek's saying that that's great to know. I bet it does. Right up there with the tube screamers from Ibanez, and I'm sure it is. I mean, when it comes to pedals, I love them all. It's like anything else. It's the quality and value and the price point. Because if you can get the same circuitry for less, I mean, and it sounds like you did. I mean, it sounds like I don't know what the price point on the NewX is, but I would guess somewhere around 75 to 100 tops. And it's good to know it's a great one. If I pre-order for the tip off, I have been focusing more and more of our pedals on these, I'll say limited production, like the Rockman X100, the Rockman MXR X100. That was on fire. I mean, I probably it was pretty balanced, right? It was in stock. It was out of stock. I have some. I love that pedal. I'm going to get one myself. I have an old Rockman Soloist, the type that you just body pack. But I'm glad to know that about the Tube Man MK2. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you very much, and thanks for sticking with me. I don't think anybody else is going to stop it. It always, I shouldn't have scheduled it at 2:30 because it always seems like the witching hour for me is 2:30, no matter what day it is. I should have. I don't know why I choose 2:30. I'll try some live discussion here about, what am I discussing? Oh, anything music. I just like to work, own a little guitar shop, and independent music store owners across the country. It's a difficult period of time, but it's an interesting thing. I do love talking gear to nice people like Derek and Helm and others. And when we went to Point and Only, some of it because when you're a solo operation, you can't go to FedEx or UPS easily if I don't do Point. But it's nice to say, hey, I want to stop by and I want to see this. Also, knowing that we have it in stock, looking, that's important because I found that a lot of times, let's say somebody's looking for Fender. I'm not a Fender dealer. I'm not going to be a Fender. I'm not saying that I wouldn't necessarily, but it's like a car. It's like a Lexus dealer, Mercedes dealer. Not necessarily the same. I'm not saying I'm a Lexus or Mercedes or Rolls Royce or anything like that, but I'm just saying that there are some brands that people might be looking for. I just carry. We carry a lot of Ibanez, Jima on the electric side, Ernie Ball, Breedlove on the acoustic side, Cordova, and so something outside of those. But when it comes to repairs, people call from all different experience levels with Martin, any guitar, and we want to try to help. Some people have questions like, what should I clean my guitar with? What should I be doing with my strings? I mean, things like Fast Fret from GHS is a product that a lot of people aren't familiar with, but if it weren't for Fast Fret, I wouldn't have met Daniel Kimbrough, great bass player who was out on tour with with Tommy Emmanuel and Jerry Douglas. That was a great day. I know you've probably heard me tell that story before, Derek, but it was fast fret, really. Daniel Kimbrough, after Tommy and Jerry came in, Daniel was out on a jog. You ever checked out Daniel Kimbrough? With him? I mean, obviously, Tommy Emmanuel and Jerry Douglas are the best at what they do. Daniel Kimbrough, right up there. But it was fast fret. I mean, he was on a jog. He stopped in after those other two did. And I said, I probably should know you are. You're a bass player, aren't you? Right? He plays it all. And phenomenal album. It's called Carpet and he's got an amazing sense of humor. But anyways, Fast Fret, getting back to Fast Fret, GHS. GHS is a company, like that Fast Fret. He was using it that night. He plays fast, but he was keeping the spurs down on his bass, solos and all that. That's a product that a lot of people are familiar with. But it also prolongs the string life, things like that. I'll definitely check that out, Derek. Thank you. Well, there's two of you out there right now, and thank you for being here. And if there's any questions you ever have, let me know. Sometimes I field phone calls, and on the internet, our inbox, it looks like it's a chat thing to a computer. It's coming to me on my cell phone, and so I do get questions all the time. One of the main things that I try to tell people, is like there's a sentimental value to many guitars, and that makes a guitar invaluable. I've had people that have, brought their guitars home with a broken neck, and it was, a husband that had passed away, or a father that had passed away, or a friend or another family member that had died and left somebody a guitar, but there was problems with it. That's irreplaceable, and that's often what I'm, when we have conversations about it, it's like, well, you don't want to see somebody put $200-400 into a $100 guitar, but then the conversation is, what is it? If it's invaluable, and you just want it maybe hanging up on it. Sometimes, I think any guitar could potentially be rebuilt and refixed by a professional luthier. We've got some recommendations that we would use, like Buck VL Guitar Repair. But then sometimes some of the repairs, well, we generally like to let Buck take a look at it and say, well, he's ready. He'll take care of it. He's a great guy. Chris Perkins. Chris, I should mention, I've got your music playing in the background. I turned it down a little bit, but I love listening to your album, Honeybee. And, it was a guy that years ago, a real shop, Camel Music, and sold, a record shop is a fun place to go. That I go to now is in La Mesa at Kelly's place there, consignment shop. Love her little vinyl shop up there in La Mesa. Can't recommend it enough. It's not far from Baltimore in El Cajon Boulevard. But anyways, Chris, I see that you asked a question, and I'll get to it in a second. But I just wanted to tell you, your album Honeybee is a joy to listen to. I think it's difficult these days that there aren't real record shops like I used to manage years ago. And that, how does an artist like you get their music out there? Years ago you had, at the time when I was doing it, you had this crossover. We were done with 8 tracks, but you had cassettes, you had vinyl, you had CDs, and you had laser discs on the movie side of it. It was kind of but the point is, you're a great artist, and I do miss the days when the actual record stores, people would be buying your album, flipping through the albums and looking at the album art, buying your album. Now it's a digital world, and I think we both struggle with that and what we're doing. Me as a music retailer, but you as an artist. But Chris, I'm happy that you're on here, and you are playing in the background. I love listening to your music. Honeybee, great album. And so Chris Perkins, great artist. What wah pedal would you recommend? That is a great question. And by the way, some of your guitar work on your album, Honeybee, man, I love it. Very tasty. Great music. I appreciate you. Thanks for letting us play it. I always wanted to ask permission too, because I'm not trying to monetize what you do. I want you to, and I want to support you because you're a great musician and a great friend. But when it comes to wah pedals, I do love classic Dunlop Crybaby, right? It's fantastic. All sorts of tones. Dunlop over the years has developed so many different variations of the Crybaby. Now, when we have somebody come in and asking us for their first pedal, like a wah pedal or something. Budget's always, it's a consideration for all of us. Forgive the Sawzall. They're remodeling next door, our neighbors, and, you know, nice people, and they'll be done soon. But forgive the extra level of noise. We'd rather hear more of Chris Perkins. We turn it up more with the music, but then it might drown out, what I'm saying. Anyways, getting back to Chris's wonderful question. Um, Electric harmonics makes a great wah too. Uh, it's inexpensive. It sounds great. They make a wah pedal. So we're electro harmonics dealers. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention electro harmonics and all the great things that they do. Very cool company. The history is amazing. Personable family type operation. You talk to the human being in New York. Or Gary's a really wonderful guy. But I can't recommend any of their products enough. Their wahs are inexpensive. I want to say it's a Whaler wah. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Bob Marley. That's a great one for an under $100 price point. I think the original Crybabies was a lot of, and they're about $100 price point. Some of the artist series, whether it's like Zach Wilde or Kirk Hammett or kind of think who else, they've got a variety of pedals that are artist signatures, and they're great. I have myself. I've been using a Clyde Deluxe from Fulton, and I really love it. For me, it's a lot like the Dunlops, and I need to come back to the Dunlops because this is a great question. I mean, that's a universe in and of itself, Chris, as you know. Probably why you asked such a big question. That you know, with the wah and all the different modifications and different circuitry, the Clyde Deluxe from Full Tone to me it was really appealing. I love it, and I think it's Tone City. At the same time, and we almost became Full Tone dealers, but then for a little while the company folded. Yeah, I'm still a huge fan of Full Tone. I am. It was about 3 years ago. We were in conversation with them, and it was actually what's his first name? I'm trying to think. Mr. Fulton's first name is not Mike or Tom. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. He was great to talk with, but whatever was going on with the company at the time, they folded for a year or two later. I was at the NAMM show, and I was really happy. Full Tone was back up and running. I had some conversations with them. And I still kick around ordering their products and becoming a dealer for Full Tone because I do think they're great products as well. Small shop, it's a tricky business for us, and I'm thinking this through. I do love my Clyde Deluxe wah pedal. At the same time, I haven't been playing on it, all these moves and stuff as much as I used to. But I think the tone's fantastic. For many years, I used a standard Crybaby 95 and loved it. I was doing cream stuff. And I loved the pedal like half open and getting that Clapton-esque, tone. I love a wah pedal. I really enjoy it. But recently, the MXR came out with the Mick Ronson wah pedal, and I will tell you, of all the wah pedals, so this is tied in with Dunlop and the Dunlop discussion. I'm rambling obviously because it's a great question, and I love wah pedals, and I love playing on wah pedal. But my current favorite above all is the Mick Ronson pedal because this is the best looking pedal I've ever seen. It's Tone City. It's so cool. They just came out with it this last year. We've actually sold a number of them across the country. And the people that have bought them, I can read the feedback because they'll send me messages or emails, and that's the one thing I love is staying in contact with customers and hearing what their thoughts are. But the Mick Ronson from MXR, it's kind of got this like sparkly blue like cover and kind of a, I don't know, pinkish, reddish, orange, foot pedal thing. Tone City. Now, Mick Ronson, he's long since dead. He was a great artist and producer. And a lot of his work, people, they've heard him. He's not a household name per se, but he was with Bowie for years. And you've heard him play on Jack and Diane, one of the biggest singles of all time from Mellencamp, on Cooper Mellencamp. He produced and played. I think he actually, with Mellencamp, he wrote Jack and Diane, and that's his guitar work on there. It's not necessarily, indicative of his wah tone and why that wah pedal I love, but they love that wah pedal. They copied all the circuitry and the nuances of it, and they came out with this new wah pedal. And I'm going to switch over to, I haven't yet because I haven't bought one for me. I bought them for the store and for other people. But I love that pedal. It's sweet. And it's not necessarily made to be like, you don't have to work it as a wah. I mean, he didn't use his pedal, as a foot pedal where he's working it. It was the in between tone and that sweet. I can't think of what you call it. What you call that? Well, thank you. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I probably beat that wah dead horse there and rambled a bit too much. But I do find wah pedals very exciting and a lot of fun. And it's you know it's a tone machine in and of itself. It's, I think, underappreciated. I mean, when people kind of associate a wah pedal with kind of that horn, wah, 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 sound, that's fun. I mean, you get some funk stuff and a lot going, but it's that in between where you set it and forget it, and that's why that Mick Ronson from MXR, I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you, Chris. Great question. I'm going to turn your music up a little bit more so people can hear you. I started that album, Honeybee Over. It's Champagne Kisses right there. Just tasty stuff. I think it's your second track where you got some really, really killer stuff happening, Chris. And if anybody's got some questions for Chris Perkins, very personable artist, nice guy down here, and he's got his own website and YouTube channel as well. So thanks for joining me for this. I do like to talk with people if they've got some questions. The guys that have been doing the pickup installs and some of the other repairs, some of these examples of sentimentality with a guitar. I've got a customer/friend that I tend to think of my nice customers as friends. I like nice people, and I like being friends with nice people and helping nice people. But you're not tasting this in the back. That's Chris Perkins. He asked that last question about the law. That's Champagne Kisses off of Honeybee. Your production is fantastic. So. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's not like earth-shattering, what do you do or whatever, but I do find that people that haven't been playing very long, like, well, should I put this on my guitar? Can I clean my guitar with this? I mean, for example, I'm sorry, sleeveless today. Sorry, I was comfortable. Ernie Ball makes some stuff that's like instrument polish, and generally speaking, these companies are not going to put stuff out that's bad for your guitar, but you still have to make an informed decision. Like any product, don't put it on something unless you've tested it. And vintage guitars and older, processes for finish work in particular can be susceptible to something. I wouldn't put just any cleaning product on most finishes in general, but manufacturers like Ernie Ball or Music Nomad or GHS that are making these products, making them so that they're safe for people to use on their guitars. I do think it's always wise, though, to test any cleaning product on any conspicuous spot, so that, let's just say you had a guitar that had a chemical reaction, because I have seen things where people have left their instrument in a garage and something else splashed on it. I mean, I've seen all sorts of strange things with guitars. I mean, most people take good care of their guitars. They either keep it in a case or they keep it on a stand or on a wall hanger or in the original box. You're not going to have any problems. That's huge. Thank you for those hearts. That's very nice of you to say, because I feel like I'm a rambling idiot saying some of these things. So I appreciate you being here with me and bearing with me. But when it comes to maintaining a guitar, some of the basic questions I get are, what kind of strings? I mean, some people will call that a repair. Hey, call me up and say, hey, do you repair guitars? Well, what do you need repaired? Well, it depends. Whether I'm going to do it in house or I'm going to tell Buck from DL Guitar Repair, which there's a submission form. I will tell you, with Buck Van Leeuwenhoven and VL Guitar Repair, I'd recommend it to anybody in the world. You can always ship stuff to them. How much are ECG shirts? That's a great question. So we did have, when we started up, we did actually print up a bunch of shirts, and then we sold down on a lot of them. And recently, I just designed some new shirts. So these are the Ernie Ball. These are the Ernie Ball ones. And they variety of prices. I don't even know if we've got all of them on the website. I'm still working on some of the pictures and stuff for some of the products. They vary in price. I mean, somewhere around 20 to 30 bucks, depending upon what it is. And some of these might be less. I'm not really sure. Maria's not here to help me and tell me what the prices are. I'm kind of lost when she's not here to say that's this, right? I don't know. The numbers don't stick in my head. Call me stupid. But excellent question. The other day, I just designed some new shirts. They are on our website. I think under ECG music or ECG merchandise, but it's also that might be a sub menu under. Let's see, what does it say? I don't know if I can flip up there with this, but I just created the menu because we do the website all over. I do all the navigation and everything. Okay, it's under jewelry and gifts, and then under ECG music. And what I'm doing now is print on demand. Now, I don't know if I've got it set up right. I just did the other day. So keep me posted. I can order shirts coming in the shop. And if I know what you want, I'm happy to do that and try to save a little money. Because there's such a variety of colors and styles and options. And I put a lot on there. I'm using a print on demand company that I really like. And so our merch is on there. Well, it depends. I mean, if you tell me there's one you like and I should order them here at the shop as samples, I will. If it's something, and listen, tell me on the price, because I don't even know what the prices are on there necessarily, right? Because some of that I'm doing print on demand and it's shipping. I don't ever want it to be like, too high of a price. So let me know. I'm working on that. I just created the products the other day. I did one where it was a Shogun warrior kind of guy. I don't know. And I put my face on it because I had a red icy or something. I had a red tongue. And actually on that picture, so you'll see under that, it's I think if you do like Shogun or something like that, I don't know. There were two shirts that I designed myself as best as I could, using a variety of methods to put that in. Some of it was a real picture, some of it was some art, some of it was some graphic art, a little bit of AI. The AI actually made mistakes, so that was not good. I wish I could have afforded to have my friend Mike Dorsey, who's the world's greatest. I think you call it, there's a word for it, and I'd be wrong to say it, but that type of artwork. He was a tattoo artist. He's pretty much retired, but if you look up Mike Dorsey, Japanese art, world-renowned tattoo artist is really how he started. But he's a fantastic artist. I wanted to be able to have Mike Dorsey design, but I had to do it myself. But the point is, Derek and Chris, the shirt can be in 2-3 days from now. Let's say you got online. Now tell me, if you don't like the price, let me know. I don't want the price to be prohibitive. I'm new to the pricing structure with this company. But like anything else, the shirt quantities, the more that we order, the cheaper the price is. But let's say I like this shirt, and there's so many variety that are on there. I like this shirt, and I want it. You could have it, I think, in 2 days. I think 2, 3. That doesn't come to our shop. That's just ordering from our website with our logo and stuff that I put on, and it's going over. I think there were two. There was another one was like a Shogun or samurai that's playing a guitar. I liked the design on there. But then there's also all these concert tees that I had on there today with a partnership with another company. But let's say you want me to order, then when will they be? I mean, maybe I'll just order some samples. But you tell me which ones you like the best, because I hate to order something that like sits here for 2 years. I've had that happen. But yeah, thank you for asking, both of you. I appreciate it. And that's something in the last week where I was working on that. I added a lot of products on my website, including those shirts, vintage concert shirts, hats, all sorts of different stuff under the ECG music merchandise. I'm happy with it. Again, I'm still working on the pricing. I'm not actually with those companies. I think they're going to work well with us with supply. They're print on demand. So I really like the concept because bigger variety, sure, one shirt a little more expensive than 50 shirts, but it gives you different colors, different styles. I think there's even embroidered stuff, and I think you can customize it as well. So just roughly 20 to 30 bucks. I hope that helps. And again, if you order directly, get it to the store first, I'm happy to. I just like to know roughly what size and preferences and color and all that other stuff. Yeah, for asking. Very nice. And again, I'm excited about that. I mean, we struggled because for 4 years we did not quite 4 years. We did in 3 years we had 4 websites, and along with trying to get a brick and mortar shop up and running, we were also doing the online thing. And what we experienced was, it's hard to do both, really, especially with one or two. And now we're Shopify, and I will tell you, I'm never going to another website. I mean, I tried WooCommerce, I tried Square, I tried Music Shop 363, and that was the first one because we met them in Dam, and they're great people. It just wasn't conducive to what we do as far as SEO actually being. I mean, we want to exist as a brick and mortar shop, and we wouldn't have met friends like you guys if they were for actually having a brick and mortar shop. But today, it's a tricky business, so we have to have both. Anyways, this is Chris playing in the background. It's so cool to hear. And if it's too loud, you tell me. I'll turn it down. But it drowns out some of the hammering next door, and it's great to hear Chris Perkins be here because he's a killer musician and a great person. Yeah, good stuff. It's a really well written song. All of them are. But getting back to the internet stuff, we've made some changes in the last weeks, even in navigation. They're and much better. So I hope that helps. There's blogs on there about this kind of thing. Other stuff. It's another tasty track from Chris Perkins. So yeah, it's very nice. I think you're using a wah on this one. I don't know what wah pedal you use, Chris. Virtual wah. Very nice what you do. This is some of the virtual wah. A little bit of a late. We understand that, but we definitely appreciate when people, if they can find something on a local level, okay, now see, I'm learning this here. Thank you for your comments and all. I see that I can respond to them in this chat here. I tended to just be rambling and answering the ramble, but no, I appreciate you guys joining. And if you think of some questions, you can always email me at info@ecgmusic.com. We may do some more live stuff. I don't know. I'm new to this. I find that I'm probably pretty damn boring. And a lot of people are out there online. They're looking for certain things, right? And I'm not really even certain of how much interest there is in this kind of thing. But like I said, I do take phone calls all the time. People are asking me, can you fix this? Can you fix that? What should I do with this? What should I do with that? And just in general terms, we highly recommend Music Nomad, Ernie Ball, GHS, all the cleaning products, Diodario, although we're doing more and more with Music Nomad. So if you have any questions, let us know. I don't know if this live stream will be available later. I want to thank Chris Perkins and Derek Marino for their great questions. And I also want to thank Chris Perkins for jumping in here and asking some great questions and being so kind, all of you for being so kind and helping us. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir there to people that do support local. They do support your local music shops, and you've been great customers and friends here at Cajon Guitars and Music. And we moved a year ago, and it was a really good move. We're happy that we did it, and plus with some of our changes with having our friend teach here in the shop for a little while, but now getting our space back. A lot of those partnerships are very important to us. That sense of community with musicians, with teachers, with suppliers, and people in general that love music. I think that's where some of the expansion of some of our products and what we have online is, the intention is people love music, right? You don't have to be a musician to love music. And a lot of times people are looking for gifts or advice as to, what to get somebody that plays or wants to play or how to do it. We're always available to try to help in any way we can. And again, I want to say thanks to our local customers. And even though we're by appointment only, that doesn't mean that we're going away. If anything, in that balance of a real world shop and a virtual shop, we're doing our best to have both there. And with a 2-person operation, Maria and I, a lot of it is, we're doing the work. And I've found that having an online shop for a small business, it's not like we've got a team of 40 people that's working in the IT department. I'm the IT department. I'm also the stock boy. I'm also the purchaser. And Maria wears a variety of hats as well. So small business, but I think we're fully functioning on the website aspect of it. And as we do some remodeling here back at the store, we're always available to show some instruments to people in person. We do encourage them to check it out at ecgmusic.com first so that they know what we have and what they're looking for. If we don't have it, we're happy to get it. Just shoot us an email and let us know. But for anybody out there, because I think a couple of people have come and gone, and if I can answer a question about, anything music related or guitar related or repairs or just general advice, I'm happy to do it, whether it's on here now or later. And again, listening to Chris Perkins in the background, this song reminds me of several things. Actually, where I went to law school, there was a restaurant bar called the Skyline. Also, since I'm from Cincinnati, Skyline Chili is a big thing, but it was really the restaurant bar at NKU, Northern Kentucky University, Solomon P. Chase College of Law. That's where I got my law degree. There was a place called Skyline that after law exams and stuff, we would go over to it. And actually, as I understand, that house, that building, the Skyline in Alexandria, Kentucky, overlooking the university, was there long before the university. But it's a great university, and it's a great law school. So I'm proud to have graduated from it. A lot of people don't realize that I'm a licensed attorney, but I string guitars for a living. And I love talking guitars and music with people. I'm also talk about anything, to be honest with you, but music in particular I find most enjoyable. That's why I love listening to musicians that have stopped in here at the shop, like Chris Perkins. And we try to encourage and support people on any level. I mean, if somebody's interested in playing, they're just as important to us as a professional that's been, out on the road, world traveler, because we like it if everybody plays music and enjoys it, and it doesn't have to be complex. You don't have to spend a lot of money. But when people have an instrument, a lot of times, as far as maintaining that instrument and questions about what strings to put on a guitar, I had a nice couple the other day came in and they bought a bass and they were asking about setup work on it. I mean, all of our instruments, they come in and I think they've got good setups right out of the box. I mean, we've had Grammy Award winning artists buy our instruments right out of the box and play them on a stage over at the Magnolia. And I don't think it's the cost of the instrument. I mean, I can tell you, like Dow Tomlin, Winona Judd's bass player, played a Sterling bass that he bought here right out of the box. Sure, you can set things up specifically for how your playing style is or what you want. But the goal, when we have an instrument, and I think with most manufacturers, is to get it in where it's low enough action, whether it's bass or guitar, that it feels comfortable, but it's not so low that it's going to buzz. And action's always a big factor. I think what happens is people change the strings and they are not cognizant of the gauge, what was on there, and that will affect the playability. You maybe need a neck adjustment because you're talking about a piece of wood with a lot of tension, metal strings, nylon too. That's a whole different discussion about, classical guitars and nylon strings and all that. Anyways, if you ever have any questions, check us out at ecgmusic.com. It's a little bit of an experiment because I'm new to this kind of thing. I know I'm not that exciting with it, but I do appreciate the participation, and I appreciate seeing a couple of great customers that have turned into friends as well, ask a few great questions. And again, we're listening to Chris Perkins, Honeybee, and Chris Perkins, this album and others are available on, I'm listening to it on Spotify, but you can also get it from Apple Music. And I think something called Deezer, where you can contact Chris directly. Any artist that's recorded something, I think they like it when you contact him directly, and he's extremely personable. And you can learn a lot from somebody like Chris Perkins, singing, playing. I mean, I really enjoy listening to his music. And I was rambling a little bit earlier about when I managed a record shop many years ago, but the point was today, it's a strange world because there's so much online. I mean, I'm online currently. But But when it comes to new music, how do you find new music and new artists? Somebody like Chris Perkins. Back then it would have been album art and an album and playing in a record shop. Now it's online. I don't know. And there's also that thing, I'm always very careful about what we play, whether it's on guitar, I'm covering. I don't like to cover a guitar, when I'm playing. I tend to improvise, because when I load up any video on YouTube, I don't want a copyright violation. And I mean, I certainly never want to have somebody say, well, you're ripping me off, right? I mean, I'm a big fan of protecting intellectual property, and I support artists on every level. So if I ever do use somebody's music, I like to ask them for permission, and I'm certainly never going to monetize it myself. I'd like to see them monetize it. But yeah, you can get copyright violations. I mean, I could be playing some album, here, but thank God Chris Perkins gave us permission to use this track, and he's a local musician. Although I know you're not originally from this part of California, but a local musician, and really fantastic musician. And there's a lot of fantastic musicians out there. I think a lot of people want to be musicians, and you can be a musician. There was a guy in earlier, he said, well, I'm trying to be, if you're making some music, you're a musician, whether it's day 1,000 or day one. And just try to enjoy making some music. So thank you for joining, and thank you for the questions. And maybe we'll do it some more in the future. I don't know. If you've got specific questions about specific guitars, let me know, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If there's gear that you are interested in, let me know. I was talking to a guy in Chicago yesterday about the Ashdown amps, and Geezer Butler's sound, a great bass player. Obviously, he's retired now, but especially with Ozzy passing away, the Geezer Butler tone is in high demand right now. And the pedal of doom and the head of doom and getting Geezer sound is they're back ordered. I mean, I'm getting some in September, so if anybody wants a Geezer Butler sound, although I can get you a Geezer Butler head. The head of doom actually very similar to there's an Ashdown head that's above that you get the Geezer Butler sound, and it's actually more wattage, and it's the same head. I can get that to you right now. The others are coming in September, but I love the Ashdown stuff, especially if we're talking bass. Guitar wise, I could ramble on and on about all of that, but anyways, thank you very much for your kind questions, and thanks for joining in. And for those of you that were in the beginning and we had a customer stop in and to pick up his mic cable that I didn't know was coming, I apologize if you were staring at my crotch for 5 minutes, because that's not something I'd want to do to you for 5 seconds. So anyways, thanks again. See you soon. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me, Chris, and thanks for the great music. Keep up the great work, and check us out, ecgmusic.com. Thank you.